transport modes. I thank you.
Order number 7, questions and statements.
Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I rise pursuant to Standing Order 53-1 to seek a statement from the Standing Committee on Devolution and Intergovernmental Relations regarding boundary dispute between Kwale and Kilifi counties. In the statement, the committee should, number 1, Mr. Speaker, explain the scope of the boundary disputes between Kwale and Kilifi counties, especially in Kanjaocha village in Samburu/Chengoni ward in Kwale County, disclosing the underlying causes of the disputes as well as any obstacles impeding its resolution. Number 2, state reasons for the frequent clashes between the Gede, Mitangani, and Duruma communities, clarifying whether they are linked to the boundary dispute. Number 3, outline any steps taken by the national and county governments to resolve the dispute and explain the basis for the recent declarations by the county commissioners from the respective counties regarding the matter. Number 4, provide recommendations to mitigate the adverse impact of the dispute, including double taxation of traders by the county governments in boundary regions, pending resolution of the disputes. And lastly, Mr. Speaker, provide recommendations for conclusive resolution of the disputes, outlining any targeted interventions required of the national and county governments. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. For the record, I'm holding brief for Senator Eddie Okech of Migori. Mr. Speaker, I rise pursuant to Standing Order 53-1 to seek a statement from the Standing Committee on National Security, Defense and Foreign Relations regarding the use of unnecessary and excessive force by the police during the peaceful procession by the Kenya Medical...
Order, honorable senators. Senator Fernandi, you cannot locate your seat. It's somewhere here.
Proceed. Mr. Speaker, allow me to take it from the top. I rise pursuant to Standing Order 53-1 to seek a statement from the Standing Committee on National Security, Defense and Foreign Relations regarding the use of unnecessary and excessive force by the police during the peaceful procession by the Kenya Medical Practitioners, Pharmacists and Dentists Union, KMPDU, on Thursday, 29th February 2024. In the statement, the committee should state whether the Nairobi Regional Police Commander was notified by KMPDU of their intention to hold a peaceful procession on Thursday, 29th February 2024, and requested to provide security for the procession. Number 2, outline the protocols for police engagement during demonstrations, explaining why KMPDU's peaceful march was disrupted by the police, who, unprovoked and in close range, launched tear gas at KMPDU's members, gravely injuring the Union Secretary General, Mr. Davji Atela, and several young medical interns. 3, disclose the identities of all officers who launched tear gas at the procession, particularly targeting the Union's Secretary General, and provide a status update on disciplinary proceedings initiated against the said officers. Number 4, indicate whether the government has or intends to provide medical assistance and compensate those who are injured by police during the procession. And finally, Mr. Speaker, outline any measures put in place to guard against intimidation and harassment of individuals exercising their constitutional right to demonstrate peaceably and to safeguard similar incidents in the future. Senator Eddie Okech, MP, Senator for Migori County. Thank you, Speaker.
Senator Veronica Maina.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker, for this opportunity. I have two statements, and I believe I can take both of them together. I have a statement on the effects of the proposed energy, electricity market, bulk supply, and open access regulations. Mr. Speaker, sir, I rise pursuant to Standing Order 53-1 to seek a statement from the Standing Committee on Energy regarding the effects of the proposed energy, electricity market, bulk supply, and open access regulation by the Energy and Petroleum Regulatory Authority, EPRA, on the electricity sector in the country. In the statement, the committee should, one, explain the capacity of the proposed energy regulations 2024 to pave the way
Senator Veronica, your colleagues cannot hear you. Just use the other microphone.
This one, okay. Mr. Speaker, sir, I rise pursuant to the Standing Order 53-1 to seek a statement from the Standing Committee on Energy regarding the effects of the proposed energy, electricity market, bulk supply, and open access regulations by the Energy and Petroleum Regulatory Authority on the electricity sector in the country. In the statement, the committee should, one, explain the capacity of the proposed energy regulation 2024 to pave the way for a more dynamic and potentially more cost-effective energy market for Kenyan consumers. Two, state strategies and measures put in place by the Ministry of Energy to ensure a smooth and successful transition upon doing away with the monopoly in electricity transmission and distribution currently enjoyed by Kenya Power and Lighting Company Limited, KPLC. Three, elucidate any potential challenges and opportunities that are likely to be brought about by the proposed regulations with a view to safeguarding consumer interest throughout this transformation. Four, outline the extent to which independent power producers, IPPs, ignite healthy competition, potentially resulting in streamlining of the electricity market and ensuring optimal resource utilization, thereby fortifying the nation's power infrastructure and reliability. And five, explain any oversight mechanism the government has put in place to ensure that the envisioned benefits for Kenyans are realized to the fullest, particularly enhanced market efficiency, the possibility of affording consumers a broader spectrum of choices of service providers, as well as inventive solutions and reduced electricity prices. Signed by myself. And I have a second statement, Mr. Speaker, on the efficiency and competitiveness of the Port of Mombasa. Mr. Speaker, sir, I rise pursuant to Standing Order 53-1 to seek a statement from the Standing Committee on Roads, Transportation and Housing regarding the efficiency and competitiveness of the Port of Mombasa. In the statement, the committee should, one, report on the efficiency of the Port of Mombasa, providing details on how the vessel waiting and turnaround time.
Order, Senator Kajwang. I've watched you very keenly. Now you're on the 6th minute, just exchanging greetings. Kindly make use of the lounge. It has no standing orders. Proceed, Senator Veronica.
Report on the efficiency of the Port of Mombasa, providing details on how the vessel waiting and turnaround time, as well as the cargo dwell time, compare with internally set targets and with other major ports in the region. Two, state the impact of operations of the Port of Mombasa on Kenya's overall economic growth and development goals, particularly in terms of trade facilitation, job creation, and revenue generation. Three, outline measures put in place by government to further increase efficiency at the port and to ensure its continued competitiveness in facilitating international trade. And four, explain what the government is doing to incentivize the use of rail transport for cargo shipments, particularly through the SGR, Standard Gauge Railway, to ease pressure on road infrastructure, signed by myself. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Senator Wakoli. Senator Seki, take your seat.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker, sir. I rise pursuant to Standing Order 53-1 to seek a statement from the Standing Committee on Labor and Social Welfare regarding the policies governing confirmation of appointment into public service after probation period. In the statement, the committee should, 1, elucidate the specific conditions and requirements necessary for a public servant to be confirmed in appointment following completion of the probation period in public service. 2, spell out the guidelines governing public servants serving under probation, highlighting both acceptable...
Order, honorable senators. Senator Miraj and Senator Karen. You may consult, yes, but please keep it on.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. 2, spell out the guidelines governing public servants serving under probation, highlighting both acceptable practices and potential violations that may lead to demotion or disciplinary action. 3, conduct an investigation and furnish a comprehensive report on the recent matter at Kenya Railways concerning an officer who served on probation as General Manager of Supply Chain Management from 24th June 2023 to 15th February 2024, and was further appointed to the position of Procurement Manager following the completion of a probation period. And 4, recommend measures to be implemented by the relevant authorities to mitigate disputes between government and civil servants serving on probation. Thank you, Mr. Speaker, sir.
Senator Edwin Sifuna.
Mr. Speaker, I have two statements. With your kind permission, I would request that I take both of them. Firstly, Mr. Speaker, I rise pursuant to Standing Order 53-1 to seek a statement from the Standing Committee on Education regarding the exclusion of alternative provision of basic education and training institutions, formerly known as UPBET institutions, from the education framework. In the statement, the committee should state the number of UPBET institutions operating in Nairobi City County and within the nomadic communities across Kenya, indicating their respective enrollment figures. Number 2, explain the failure by government to recognize UPBET institutions, consequently denying them, the institutions and their learners access to national and county government support and services, including capitation, which are available to other comparable learning institutions. Number 3, clarify whether the government intends to formulate regulations for UPBET institutions that are feasible and distinct from regulations for conventional schools, and if so, provide timelines for the same. And finally, Mr. Speaker, highlight any initiatives taken by government to ramp up enrollment of learners to UPBET institutions, especially within the nomadic communities where the population is largely excluded from formal school systems. Secondly, Mr. Speaker, is a statement pursuant to Standing Order 53-1 to seek a statement from the Standing Committee on Roads, Transportation and Housing on the ownership of Karioko Estate in Starehe constituency, Nairobi County. In the statement, the committee should 1, clarify whether the residents of Karioko Estate are the lawful owners of the housing units as per the terms outlined in the Tenant Purchase Agreement of 1965 and further avail that Tenant Purchase Agreement to the Senate. Number 2, explain why rent for the units is being remitted to a special kitty instead of direct remittance to the county government of Nairobi City. And thirdly, Mr. Speaker, disclose the identity of the entity receiving rent from the units, outlining any existing agreements between the county government of Nairobi and that entity. I thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Senator Tomo Jenda. That statement is dropped. Senator S.C. Okenyuri.
Mr. Speaker, I rise pursuant to Standing Order 53-1 to seek a statement from the Standing Committee on Trade, Industrialization and Tourism regarding the disbursement of wares of fund by the Ministry of Cooperatives and Micro, Small and Medium Enterprises, MSMEs Development. In the statement, the committee should, 1, provide a countrywide report of the total amount of loans disbursed from the wares of fund since its establishment in the year 2014 to date, clearly indicating the amount released to each of the 290 constituencies for the 3 intended categories, that is youth, women, and persons with disabilities for the said period. 2, provide a report of the total amount of non-performing loans resulting from the fund and outline the strategies put in place by the relevant ministry to recover the defaulted loans. 3, report on its assessment on the economic impact the fund has had in expanding access to finances for the youth, women, and persons with disabilities for business and enterprise development since its inception. And finally, provide the most recent audited reports by the Auditor General on the fund and outline the measures being put in place by the ministry to ensure prudent and efficient use of the fund as anticipated in the Public Finance Management Act. Senator Esther Okenyuri, MP.
Senator Alexander Mundigi.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Sir, request for statement on the state of early childhood development education, ECDE, teachers training in the country. Mr. Speaker, sir, I rise pursuant to Standing Order 53-1 to check a statement from the Standing Committee on Education concerning the state of early childhood development education, ECDE, teachers training in the country. In the statement, the committee should provide the enrollment figures for both the diploma in primary education and the diploma in early childhood development education, ECDE, across the teachers training college, TTC. Outline the minister's effort to increase ECDE training enrollment to TTCs while ensuring immediate compliance with the national pre-primary policy guidelines that stipulate that tutors of ECDE teachers possess minimum qualification of degree in early childhood development education, noting an increase in student switching from the diploma in ECDE to the diploma in primary education due to entry qualification adjustment. Detail in the immediate measures being taken by the minister to current the inappropriate methodological training approach for the diploma in ECDE at TTC, considering that current tutors in TTCs are preliminary 24 primary education. 4, specify the number of licensed private ECDE teachers training colleges offering the diploma in ECDE, providing an update on the current status of preliminary registered private ECDE training colleges that offered ECDE teachers training before the restructuring of teachers' education, and further outline plans for the licensing of additional private ECDE training colleges. And 5, spell out the ministry engagement with the stakeholders in the education sector towards addressing the challenges facing the training of ECDE's teachers in order to guarantee the country suitably trained teachers. Senator Alexander Mundigi, M County.
Senator Fatuma Dulo. That statement is dropped. Senator Osotsi.
Mr. Speaker, sir, I rise pursuant to Standing Order 53-1 to seek a statement from the Standing Committee on Devolution and Intergovernmental Relations regarding the conditions of market within Vihiga County. In the statement, the committee should, 1, report on the state of key markets in Vihiga County, including but not limited to Mbale, Majengo, Luanda, Serem, Chavakali, Cheptulu, Shamahogo, Esibuye, Mudete markets, specifically addressing the availability and functionality of essential services such as water supply, street lighting, waste management, and sanitation. Number 2, provide a status update of all the market improvements and or expansion projects initiated by the county government of Vihiga from the financial year 2013-2014 to date. 3, provide a breakdown of the on-source revenue generated by the county government from each market from the financial year 2018-2019 to date, giving a comparison of the revenue to the total cost incurred for the services, construction projects, and market improvements, as well as amount retained from the revenue. Number 4, state the impact of the February 2024 tax boycott by the traders at Luanda Market on revenue collection, stating measures, if any, that the county has taken to resolve their grievances by the traders. And 5, state reasons for the delay in the appointment of municipal managers for market designated as municipalities under the Urban Area and Cities Act, and provide the expected timelines for this appointment. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Senator Fernandi. Senator Fernandi. Senator Tabitha certainly is not the Senator Fernandi.
Mr. Speaker, sir, I think the Senator for Nakuru is confusing me. Request for statement on the criteria used by Athletics Kenya to identify and select their team for the upcoming 13 African Games in Ghana. Mr. Speaker, sir, I rise pursuant to Standing Order 53-1 to seek a statement from the Standing Committee on Labor and Social Welfare regarding the criteria being used by Athletics Kenya to identify and select the officials and team representing Kenya at the upcoming 13th edition of the African Games in Accra, Ghana. Mr. Speaker, sir, in the statement, the committee should, 1, outline the criteria being used by Athletics Kenya to select the team and officials who will represent Kenya, stating the level of preparedness by all the federations and teams currently preparing for the African Games to be held in Ghana. So, Speaker, number 2, state the reasons that prompted the Kenya National Sports Council to advise federations to scale down on representatives to the African Games, yet the Games had been fully budgeted for in financial year 2023, explaining the fate of those left out from the 259 athletes and officials who were initially slated to travel to Ghana. Number 3, explain any actions the Ministry of Sports, in collaboration with Athletics Kenya, has taken to ensure the morale and team spirit of Team Kenya remains high, considering that athletes had boycotted the track exercises at the Nyayo National Stadium because they were disgruntled. So, Speaker, sir, finally, provide a list of all sponsors currently in contract with all the sports federations on the sponsorship and partnership, detailing what they have contributed in support of Kenya's preparation at the All-African Games in Accra, Ghana. I thank you, Mr. Speaker, sir.
Senator John Kenywa.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Request for statement on processing of land ownership documents for residents in Laikipia County. Mr. Speaker, sir, I rise pursuant to Standing Order 53-1 to seek a statement from Standing Committee on Land, Environment and Natural Resources on the status of processing of land ownership document for residents of Nanyuki and Makutano Gobet Ward in Laikipia County. In the statement, the committee should, 1, provide a status update on the processing of title deeds and green cards for residents of Kanyoni and Sharon villages of Nanyuki and Makutano Gobet wards, respectively, stating the challenges encountered, if any. 2, state when the State Department of Lands and Physical Planning, in partnership with the National Land Commission, will issue the affected residents with title deeds and green cards for their parcel of land while ensuring the accuracy of the land ownership documents. And 3, disclose the measures the Ministry of Lands, Public Works, Housing and Urban Development is implementing to streamline and accelerate the issuance of land ownership documents such as green cards and title deeds in the country, thereby reducing application backlog. I thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Senator Tabitha Keroche.
Mr. Speaker, sir, request for statement on the state and reasons for eviction of 140,000 people living in the Bibi Maela ward in Naivasha sub-county. Mr. Speaker, sir, I rise pursuant to Standing Order 53 to seek a statement for Standing Committee on Lands, Environment and Natural Resources regarding the state and reasons for eviction of 140,000 people living in the Bibi Maela ward, Naivasha sub-county. In the statement, the committee should state the reasons for forceful evictions of 140,000 people living in the Bibi Maela ward in Naivasha sub-county, and motive behind destruction of 40,000 homestead, illegal curfews, stealing of harvested maize by GSU officers, use of live ammunition against civilians in their residence, inhuman acts of violence, rape, arbitrary arrest, and illegal detention of more than 100 people in police cells outside Nakuru County. Explain why the government used force to possess private land, fencing, establishing illegal boundaries in a private land that is legally registered and owned by the Dibidi Farmers Company Limited with valid title deed number IR 1417 and LR 1695, measuring 2,500 acres and 4 acres, issued by colonial government in 1924 to Lord Colville.
Order, Senator Mtata.
Colville, a white settler who gifted the land on 12th March 1974 on his 202 former workers registered under the name Dibidi Farmers Company Limited, which was registered on 26th May 1972. Explain why the government sent hundreds of GSU police officers to forcefully evict, torture, harass, threatening, frog marching naked women in presence of their sons, sexually abuse them, removing women in their houses at night where their husband watch helplessly, and guarding of private property despite the court order number E018 of 2024, issued by Naivasha Law Court on 29th February 2024, where the Bidi Farmers Company Limited were granted permission to continue living in their land, and the court instructed anyone who feels they own part of the land should produce documents to prove ownership. Otherwise, what is in court is a land title deed number IR 1417 and R 1695 measuring 2,504 acres belonging to 202 former workers, and nobody has ever challenged this fact in court. Explain why government officials, namely area chief, division officer, and sub-county commissioners, are leasing out and collecting illegal fees on private land owned by the Bidi Farmers Company. Signed by Senator Keroche of Nakuru County. Asante.
Senator John Methu.
Thank you very much, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Speaker, sir, I rise pursuant to Standing Order 53-1 to seek a statement from the Standing Committee on Information, Communication and Technology on the increased number of dropped calls on the mobile network telecommunication service provider Safaricom. In the statement, the committee should, number one, explain why callers on the Safaricom network are increasingly experiencing dropped calls when they use calling services on the network despite its market dominance, and number two, outline any measures put in place by the Communication Authority to protect Kenyans from such substandard service. Signed by Senator John Methu, MP, Senator for Nyandarua County.
Senator Mohammed Chute.
Thank you very much, Honorable Speaker. I'm requesting for a statement on resettlement of internally displaced persons from Marsabit County. Mr. Speaker, sir, I rise pursuant to Standing Order 53-1 to seek a statement from the Standing Committee on National Security, Defense and Foreign Relations regarding resettlement of internally displaced persons from Saku constituency in Marsabit County. In the statement, the committee should, one, state the number of IDPs from Gabra Scheme, Konso Banchale, Oladaba, and Isako Muro villages in Saku constituency in Marsabit County, who were forced out of their homes during the intercommunal clashes that occurred in the county over 7 years ago. Two, inform the Senate of the humanitarian assistance extended to the IDPs, providing details of any initiatives by the government to resettle the IDPs. Number three, outline any steps taken by the government to conclusively address the root cause of such conflict in the county and prevent recurrence of the same. And finally, four, state any contingency plans put in place by the government to mitigate the effects of any future clashes. Statement number two is on the distribution of relief supplies to the residents of Marsabit County. Mr. Speaker, sir, I rise pursuant to Standing Order 53-1 to seek a statement from the Standing Committee on National Security, Defense and Foreign Relations regarding the distribution of relief supplies to the residents of Marsabit County. In the statement, the committee should, one, state the type, quality, packaging, and price of relief supplies distributed to the residents of Marsabit County who have been severely affected by drought and other extreme weather conditions. Number two, provide a list of all organizations and transport services providers that have been contracted to supply transport relief aid to the affected areas in the last 2 years, indicating the total cost incurred in transportation, and finally, explain why relief supplies are offloaded miles away from the designated locations, as was the case with the non-food items meant for the people of Manyata and Nabei in Kor, which were left at Laisamis constituency. Thank you very much, Honorable Speaker.
Senator Ledama.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, I rise pursuant to Standing Order 53-1 to seek a statement from the Standing Committee on Education regarding the status of infrastructure projects undertaken by all county governments in the education sector. In the statement, Mr. Speaker, the committee should provide an audit report on the total budget utilized by all the 47 counties in the provision of infrastructure and services to primary and secondary schools, detailing the amount of money spent and indicate whether these activities have in any way disadvantaged early childhood development centers, ECDs. Number 2, provide a status of all preschools, early childhood development centers and nursery schools constructed by respective county governments. And finally, Mr. Speaker, give a detailed report of primary and secondary schools built by the respective county governments, particularly the Narok County government, indicating the budget used from financial year 2019-2020 to date. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Now, there was a statement that is supposed to be made pursuant to Standing Order 52. Though we've passed that standing order, I will nevertheless allow Senator Mogeni, due to its importance, I will allow the Honorable Senator to make that statement.
Mr. Speaker, sir, I rise pursuant to Standing Order 52-1 to make a statement on a matter of general topical concern, namely disbursement for operating expenses of county and constituency operation offices. Mr. Speaker, sir, I take this opportunity to inform the House on the progress made in the disbursement of funds to county offices by the Parliamentary Service Commission, PSC. This I do appreciating my duty to this House, which approved my appointment as Commissioner to PSC on Wednesday, 9th November 2022. Mr. Speaker, sir, I wish to notify the House that the Parliamentary Service Commission had, as of Thursday, 7th March 2023, received and processed operational returns from 39 county offices. Mr. Speaker, sir, the Commission proceeded to process payment for the offices for their office operations for the quarter January to March 2024. The Speaker, sir, I wish to notify the honorable senators that the vouchers for payments of the disbursements for the mentioned quarter are in the cash office pending payment. Mr. Speaker, sir, I wish to bring to the attention of the House that we did request for exchequer from the National Treasury, but up to date, as of 7th March 2024, we have not been funded. Mr. Speaker, sir, as an interim measure, the Commission has facilitated the payment of staff salaries for the period of January and February 2022. I therefore wish to bring to the attention of all honorable senators that though they are required to account for their office expenses for the period January, February, and March 2024, we have been unable to disburse this money to the respective accounts due to inability of release of exchequer by the national government. I therefore request senators to take note for general information and not to confront me on the corridors as to why money has not reached their accounts. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Yes, I will allow comments on these statements to senators from each side. Senator Enoch, proceed.
I thank you, Mr. Speaker, for this opportunity. I also want to take this opportunity to thank our Senator Commissioner Mogeni for updating the House on the status of the release of funds, especially for operations, to our respective county offices. The Speaker, we are in a situation where we are now beginning to play hide and seek with the electorate and even our own staff members. Because, Mr. Speaker, the funds that Senator Mogeni has made reference to for the operations, so the funds that senators will use for tea in the office, for hiring of taxis to different destinations. The Speaker, the amount of debt that has been accumulated by the respective offices of senators are staggering. Since January, Mr. Speaker, that amount has not been received in our counties. And it's actually, it even puts us in a very awkward situation that we require other government offices to operate and deliver services, but we are unable to operationalize our own offices. The Speaker, this is a matter that the Treasury must begin to take a lot more seriously than they do. That disbursements to different votes for Parliament should not be an afterthought. It should be a priority issue. That monies that were due in January have not been released to date, and there is no sign that the money will be released tomorrow or the day after. The Speaker, the Treasury must take note, and I thank the PSC for that update. I thank you.
Senator Boni.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, I have heard our good commissioner, and because I have, and the House, we have absolute confidence in them. I wanted to encourage them. Parliamentary Service Commission must realize that under Article 249 of the Constitution, 248 of the Constitution, you enjoy absolute independence. In fact, Mr. Speaker, if you allow, I would like to quote 249(2)(b), independent and not subject to direction or control by any person or authority, and that you are subject only to this Constitution and the law. Given this provision, given that the National Assembly has done the necessary appropriation, at what point does the Parliamentary Service Commission, and I'm not addressing Senator Mogeni, I'm addressing the Commission, do you lose your independence that the envisaged independence of the budget of Parliament ends up being subject to the direction of the executive? We would like you to briefly tell us that you are up to the job, and if there are challenges you are facing, then approach Parliament so that we can adversely engage the executive. If Parliament is going to fail because you are losing your independence, that is the beginning of failure of government, because if Parliament is unable to oversight the executive, you open up avenues for corruption and all that. We therefore would like to encourage you and tell you that we are behind you. This is not personal. It is about the Constitution of Kenya. The executive must be oversighted. And we are here equipped, ready and willing, energetic. We want to do it. The old era where people used to do what they liked when they are in an executive office should be brought to an end. Mr. Speaker, you have seen in this House, we've invited ministers to come and answer questions arising from their portfolio. Ministers, knowing that this new trend was actually pioneered by their nominating authority, the President of Kenya, they still tell us to go to hell. Members, colleagues, we must exercise the power of the purse of Parliament if you want the executive to perform. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Now, honorable senators, the contribution by the two honorable senators should sum it all. Before I ask the clerk to call the next order, I've got this communication to make. I'd like to acknowledge the presence in the public gallery this afternoon of visiting teachers and students from Kitengela Magereza Secondary School in Kajiado County. The delegation comprises 10 teachers and 90 students who are in the Senate for a one-day academic exposition. Honorable senators, in our usual tradition of receiving and welcoming visitors to Parliament, I extend a warm welcome to them. On behalf of the Senate and my own behalf, wish them a fruitful visit. I will ask Senator Peris Tobiko under 1 minute to extend a word of welcome.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker, for giving me the opportunity to welcome students from Kitengela Magereza Secondary School to the Senate. Mr. Speaker, I am delighted to see the students here at the Senate. I hope the visit motivates them, Mr. Speaker, to go and work hard, study, and be the future senators in this country and members of Parliament, and even the President and all other provisions, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, it delights me particularly because this school, I built it when I was a member of Parliament from ground zero to what it is today, Mr. Speaker. And it was voted one of the best secondary schools funded using CDF, one of the best 20 nationally, Mr. Speaker. And I will invite the Senate one time to visit the school and see what it looks like. Mr. Speaker, they are most welcome in the Senate. Thank you very much.
Next order, clerk.
Order number 8.
Honorable clerk, just have a seat before we stoke some war in Kajiado County. I will allow Senator Seki under 1 minute to extend.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. I thought you would also forget to know that I am
Proceed,
elected
Senator
senator.
Seki. Of course, you're the senator for Kajiado.
Thank you,
Senator.
Honorable Speaker. Let me take this opportunity to also welcome, on behalf of the Senate, welcome the student from Kitengela Mixed Secondary School, together with the teachers. Yes, I'm the senator for Kajiado, Honorable Seki, and I really want to appreciate you coming, that you're here today to learn from the Senate. And I really want to thank the Honorable Peris for being a pillar of our county, particularly Kajiado East, to establish this school in 2017. And we can see now the fruits for you being here. Thank you very much, and as you go back home, I think we will have learned quite a lot, and really thank God, and thank you, Honorable Speaker. Thank you very much.
Next order, clerk.
Order number 8, procedural motion, alteration of the hours of meeting for Wednesday 13th and Thursday 14th of March 2024.
The majority leader.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, I rise to move the following. I beg to move this motion on the alteration of the hours of meeting for Wednesday, the 13th, and Thursday, the 14th of March, 2024. That notwithstanding the resolution of the Senate made on the 15th February 2024, pursuant to Standing Order number 32 of the approval of the Senate calendar, regular sessions for the third session, 2024, and pursuant to Standing Order number 34, 4B, the Senate resolves to alter its hours of meeting on Wednesday, 13th March 2024, and Thursday, 14th March 2024 as follows. 1,
morning sitting at 9 a.m. to 1 p.m. and 2, afternoon sittings at 2:30 p.m. until the conclusion of business listed on the order paper of the day, in order to investigate the proposed removal from office by way of impeachment of the Honorable Dr. Robert Monda, the Deputy Governor of Kisii County. Mr. Speaker, sir, this is a procedural motion just for good order of the House to realign our timetable. You know that we have specific business provided in the standing order that we transact every Wednesday morning. That's a questions time with ministers and motions for members, and the normal ordinary business that we do in the afternoons. And on Thursdays as well, Mr. Speaker, you know that we normally don't have morning sittings, but because of the important exercise that is before us, we have to meet on Thursday morning as well. And in the afternoon on that Thursday, Mr. Speaker, when we reconvene after lunch at 2:30, we hope to sit until late into the night, as is a practice now established, Mr. Speaker, to listen to the impeachment motion, Mr. Speaker, after senators will have listened, of course, to the proceedings and eventually take a vote, Mr. Speaker, to decide the fate of the Honorable Deputy Governor of Kisii. Therefore, Mr. Speaker, it is important for us to pass this motion today so as to be able to transact tomorrow in a straightforward matter. This is a straightforward issue, Mr. Speaker, which I don't think I need to canvass beyond that. I beg to request the Leader of Minority, the Senator Retired Justice Stewart Matsayo, to second. I thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, I second the motion.
Honorable Senators, kindly take your seats. Senator Thangwa. Now, Honorable Senators, I'll proceed to propose the question. That notwithstanding the resolution of the Senate made on the 15th of February 2024, pursuant to Standing Order 32 on the approval of the Senate calendar and regular sessions for the third session 2024, and pursuant to Standing Order 34, 4B, the Senate resolves to alter its hours of meeting on Wednesday 13th of March 2024 and Thursday 14th of March 2024 as follows. 1. Morning sittings at 9 a.m. to 1 p.m. and 2. Afternoon sittings at 2:30 p.m. until conclusion of business listed in the order paper of the day, in order to investigate the proposed removal from office by way of impeachment of the Honorable Dr. Robert Monda, the Deputy Governor of Kisii County. Now, Honorable Senators, this being a procedural motion, you may elect to debate this motion or allow me to move to put the question so that we vote. Very well. With your concurrence, Honorable Senators, I will proceed thus. Now, it is my determination that this matter does not, being a procedural motion, does not really concern or affect counties, and therefore, Honorable Senators, I'll proceed to put the question, and voting shall be by voice. That notwithstanding the resolution of the Senate made on the 15th of February 2024, pursuant to Standing Order 32 on the approval of the Senate calendar regular sessions for the third session 2024, and pursuant to Standing Order 34, 4B, the Senate resolves to alter its hours of meeting on Wednesday 13th of March 2024 and Thursday 14th of March 2024 as follows. 1. Morning sittings at 9 a.m. to 1 p.m. and 2. Afternoon sittings at 2:30 p.m. until conclusion of business listed in the order paper of the day, in order to investigate the proposed removal from office by impeachment of the Honorable Dr. Robert Monda, the Deputy Governor of Kisii County. Will as many as of that opinion say aye? Aye. Will as many as of the contrary opinion say nay? The ayes have it. Next order.
Order number 9, motion, report of the Standing Committee on Finance and Budget on the 2024 medium-term debt management strategy.
Honorable Senators, allow me to invoke Standing Order 45-2 for the convenience of the House to rearrange today's order paper. We will skip order number 9 and move straight away to order number 10. Very well. So, Clerk, kindly proceed to call order number 10.
Order number 10, Committee of the Whole, the Affordable Housing Bill, National Assembly Bills number 75 of 2023.
Honorable Senators, we are now on the Committee of the Whole to look at the Affordable Housing Bill, National Assembly Bills number 75 of 2023.
Clause 3.
I propose the question that Clause 3 be part of the bill. Amendment to be moved by Senator Okongo Mugeni.
Yes, Mr. Speaker, sir. I'm proposing an amendment to Clause 3 by proposing that we delete the words institutional housing appearing immediately after the words affordable housing in paragraph B. The justification is that if you look at the definition of institutional projects, housing projects, this relates to building houses for prisons, universities, and is not within the rights envisaged under Article 43 of the Constitution. Thank you.
Thank you, Senator. Senator, when you're moving the amendment, just state that you propose the amendment to be as it appears on the order paper.
I propose that the amendment be as proposed in the order paper.
Appears on the order paper.
As appears in the order paper.
And then, as since we are going to be moving very fast, there are so many amendments. That's how we'll be moving it, and your justification should be very short. Thank you, Senator. I propose the question that clause 3 be amended as proposed. I put the question that clause 3 be amended as proposed, division at the end.
Clause 4.
I propose the question that clause 4 be part of the bill. Senator Mogeni.
Is clause 4, Mr. Speaker, I propose that clause 4 in the bill be amended by deleting clause 2 and substituting therefore the following new subclause as appears in the order paper. That is the levy be paid at the rate of 1.5% of the net salary of an employer and 1.5% of the net salary of the employee, provided that the amount to be paid shall not exceed 2,500.
I propose the question that clause 4 be amended as proposed. I put the question that clause 4 be amended as proposed, division at the end.
Clause 5.
I propose the question that clause 5 be part of the bill. Chairperson, Standing Committee, Roads, Transport and Housing.
Thank you very much, Mr. Chairman. I propose the amendment as it appears on the order paper. Justification: this amendment seeks to capture all legal persons and not just businesses or companies. This amendment will ensure equity in application of the exemption.
I propose the question that clause 5 be amended as proposed. I put the question that clause 5 be amended as proposed, division at the end.
Clause 6.
I propose the question that clause 6 be part of the bill. Senator Mogeni.
Mr. Speaker, I propose that clause 6 be amended as appears on the order paper. Justification, Mr. Speaker, is that we have the Cabinet to provide in the notice that the following persons are exempt from Section 4 to the extent specified in the notice, which is any person who has a subsisting mortgage that is not contemplated under this Act. B, any person residing in a rural area and in a position of certificate of title registered in their name. C, any person engaged in agricultural farming or business activities whose annual turnover is less than 288,000 per year. D, any person aged 55 years and over and is engaged in informal business activities. E, any person with less than 5 years remaining to statutory retirement at the time of enactment of this Act. And F, any person diagnosed with a terminal illness by a certified medical professional.
I propose the question that clause 6 be amended as proposed. I put the question that clause 6 be amended as proposed, division at the end.
Clause 7.
I propose the question that clause 7 be part of the bill. Chairperson, Standing Committee, Roads, Transport and Housing.
Thank you very much, Mr. Chairman. I propose the amendment to clause 7 as it appears on the order paper. Justification: the levy seeks to raise financing for the provision of the right to housing, and therefore delays should be discouraged. This provision seeks to ensure that delays are reduced.
I propose the question that clause 7 be part of the bill. I put the question that clause 7 be amended as proposed, division at the end.
Clause 8.
I propose the question that clause 8 be part of the bill. I put the question that clause 8 be part of the bill, division at the end.
Clause 9.
I propose the question that clause 9 be part of the bill. Chairperson, Standing Committee, Roads, Transport and Housing.
Mr. Chairman, I propose the amendment on clause 9 as it appears on the order paper. Justification: this amendment seeks to correct a cross-referencing error.
I propose the question that clause 9 be amended as proposed. I put the question that clause 9 be amended as proposed, division at the end.
Clause 10.
I propose the question that clause 10 be part of the bill. Senator Mugeni.
Mr. Speaker, I propose that clause 10 be amended as appears in the order paper. Mr. Speaker, the justification is to delete.
Senator, let me explain. We have two amendments for clause 10. One by Senator Mugeni and another by the Chairperson Standing Committee. And if Senator Mugeni's amendment is carried, Part B of the proposed amendment by the committee will be dropped. You can proceed, Senator Mugeni.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I propose that clause B be amended as appears in the order paper. The justification, Mr. Speaker, is to remove institutional housing projects from entities that will benefit from affordable housing. Thank you.
Chairperson Standing Committee. Just one moment. Sir, one moment, Chair. I propose the question that clause 10 be amended as proposed. I put the question that clause 10 be amended as proposed, division at the end. Further amendment, clause 10. I propose the question that clause 10 be part of the bill. Chairperson Standing Committee.
Thank you very much, Mr. Chair. I propose the amendments as they appear on the order paper. Justification, this amendment seeks to include the aspects of design and maintenance in the purpose of the fund, and also the amendment seeks to empower the board to provide post-development services to projects still under the management. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
I propose the question that clause 10 be amended as proposed. I put the question that clause 10 be amended as proposed, division at the end.
Clause 11.
We also have two amendments for this, one by Senator Mugeni and one by the committee. The two amendments are not conflicting. Senator Mugeni, clause 11. I propose the question that clause 11 be part of the bill.
Mr. Speaker, I propose that clause 11 be amended as appears in the order paper. Mr. Speaker, the justification is to have all monies collected for affordable housing be given to county governments as conditional grant in accordance with the Public Finance Management Bill and in line with the provisions of the 6th schedule that demarcates functions between national government and county government, development functions being preserved of county governments. And if boards were to undertake this function, it will be in conflict with clear and unequivocal provisions of the Constitution. Thank you.
I propose the question that clause 11 be amended as proposed. I put the question that clause 11 be amended as proposed, division at the end. Chairperson, Standing Committee on Roads, Transport and Housing.
Thank you very much, Chair. I propose the amendment as they appear on the order paper. Justification, Mr. Speaker. This amendment seeks to reduce payment that may be made to the Kenya Revenue Authority for the services provided from the current 2% to 0.5%. This is because the authority is already mandated to carry out the task of collection of payment due to government. And also, Mr. Chair, this amendment seeks to facilitate the county committees to carry out their functions. Remember, the first bill did not have the county boards. We introduced that in this section. And also, this amendment seeks to ensure that the 0.5% monies to county governments is allocated through the provision of a conditional grant under the additional allocation due to county governments.
I propose the question that clause 11 be amended as proposed. I put the question that clause 11 be amended as proposed, division at the end.
Clause 12.
I propose the question that clause 12 be part of the bill. Chairperson, Standing Committee, Roads.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I propose the amendment as they appear on the order paper. Justification. This amendment seeks to ensure that the investment plan is tabled before both houses of parliament. This will ensure that the Senate, as the protector of counties and their governments, is appraised of 5-year affordable housing investment program.
I propose the question that clause 12 be amended as proposed. I put the question that clause 12 be amended as proposed, division at the end.
Clause 13.
Clause 13, we have two amendments, one by Senator Mugeni and one by the committee. If Senator Mugeni's amendment is carried, the committee's amendment will be dropped. So I propose the question that clause 13 be part of the bill. Senator Mugeni.
Mr. Speaker, sir, I propose that clause 13 be amended as appears in the order paper. The justification, Mr. Speaker, is that the proposed bill creates a board that should be in charge of dealing with investment programs on all housing projects in counties. And this will be in conflict with the 6th schedule, Part 2, Section 8 of the Constitution that reserves housing and development as a function of counties. The amendment proposes, therefore, that this function be undertaken by each county, which shall submit annual investment programs to the Senate and not to the National Assembly. Further, it's proposed that each county will submit their annual investment programs to the Senate. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
I propose the question that clause 13 be amended as proposed. I put the question that clause 13 be amended as proposed, division at the end. Further amendments, Chairperson, Standing Committee, Roads, Transport and Housing.
Mr. Speaker, I propose the amendment as they appear on the order paper. Justification. This amendment seeks to ensure that the annual investment program is tabled before both houses of parliament. This will ensure that the Senate, as the protector of counties and their governments, is appraised of the annual investment program.
I propose the question that clause 13 be amended as proposed. I put the question that clause 13 be amended as proposed, division at the end.
Clause 14.
I propose the question that clause 14 be part of the bill. We have two amendments on this, one by Senator Mugeni and one by the committee, and the amendments are not in conflict. I propose the question that clause 14 be part of the bill. Chairperson, Standing Committee on Roads, Transport and Housing.
Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker. This is just the correction of grammar. I propose the amendments as they appear on the order paper, and justification is that this amendment seeks to introduce gender-neutral language.
I propose the question that clause 14 be amended as proposed. I put the question that clause 14 be amended as proposed, division at the end. Further amendments, Senator Mugeni.
Mr. Speaker, I propose that clause 14 be amended as appears in the order paper. The justification, Mr. Speaker, is to remove the CS from having the sole discretion of appointing 3 members to the proposed board, and instead substituted with appointees of 3 professional bodies, that is 1, Law Society of Kenya, the Institute of Certified Public Accountants of Kenya, and the Board of Registered Architects and Quantity Surveyors to enhance transparency.
I propose the question that clause 14 be amended as proposed. I put the question that clause 14 be amended as proposed, division at the end.
Clause 15.
We have 2 amendments for clause 15, one by the committee and one by Senator Mugeni. The amendments are not conflicting. I propose the question that clause 15 be part of the bill. Senator Mugeni.
Mr. Speaker, I propose that clause 15 be amended as appears in the order paper. Mr. Speaker, the justification is to remove institutional housing as one of the beneficiaries of affordable housing, as that is not an envisaged right under Article 43 of the Constitution. Thank you.
I propose the question that clause 15 be amended as proposed. I put the question that clause 15 be amended as proposed. Division at the end. Further amendments. Chairperson, Standing Committee, Roads, Transport and Housing.
Mr. Speaker, I beg to move the amendments as they appear on the order paper. Justification. This amendment seeks to empower the board to inspect developments funded by the fund and enforce compliance with the Act.
I propose the question that clause 15 be amended as proposed. I put the question that clause 15 be amended as proposed. Division at the end.
Clause 16.
I propose the question that clause 16 be part of the bill. Chairperson, Standing Committee.
Thank you very much, Mr. Chairman. I wish to move the amendment as they appear on the order paper. Justification. This amendment seeks to provide for the years of experience for the chairperson. In addition, the amendment recognizes that the chairperson is in charge of policy and will be assisted by the chief executive officer who will provide technical guidance.
I propose the question that clause 16 be amended as proposed. I put the question that clause 16 be amended as proposed. Division at the end.
Clause 17.
I propose the question that clause 17 be part of the bill. Chairperson.
Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker. I wish to move the amendment as they appear on the order paper. Justification. These amendments seek to remove reference to Chief Executive Officer in provisions that relate to the tenure of office of the board. It also seeks to introduce gender-neutral language, and also the amendments seek to remove reference to Chief Executive Officer in the provisions of the tenure of the office of the board.
I propose the question that clause 17 be amended as proposed. I put the question that clause 17 be amended as proposed. Division at the end.
Clause 18.
I propose the question that clause 18 be part of the bill. Chairperson.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I move the amendment as they appear on the order paper. And justification, these amendments seek to remove reference to the Chief Executive Officer in provisions that relate to the filling of a vacancy that arises in the board.
I propose the question that clause 18 be part of the be amended as proposed. I put the question that clause 18 be amended as proposed. Division at the end.
Clause 19.
I propose the question that clause 19 be part of the bill. Chairperson.
Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker. I wish to move the amendment as they appear on the order paper. Justification. This amendment seeks to clarify which amongst the three schedules the section is referring to.
I propose the question that clause 19 be amended as proposed. I put the question that clause 19 be amended as proposed. Division at the end.
Clauses 20, 21, and 22.
I propose the question that clauses 20, 21, and 22 be part of the bill. I put the question that clauses 20, 21, 22 be part of the bill. Division at the end.
Clause 23.
I propose the question that clause 23 be part of the bill. Chairperson, Standing Committee.
Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker. I wish to move the amendment as they appear on the order paper. Justification. The amendment seeks to align the bill to the leadership and integrity provisions under the Constitution. And also it seeks to introduce the tenure of office for the Chief Executive Officer that is in line with the Muongozo Code of Governance.
I propose the question that clause 23 be amended as proposed. I put the question that clause 23 be amended as proposed. Division at the end.
Clauses 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, and clause 31.
I propose the question that clauses 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, and 31 be part of the bill. I put the question that clauses 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, and 31 be part of the bill. Division at the end.
Clause 32.
I propose the question that clause 32 be part of the bill. Senator Abbas Mohammed Sheikh.
Okay. Thank you, Honorable Chair. I propose that the bill is amended by deleting clause 32 and substituting, therefore, the following new sections. The provision of land actual subjected to subsection 2 applies to allocation of public land for the implementation of the affordable housing scheme and development of institutional housings. 2. Land held by county government shall not be allocated unless the board has, in the prescribed manner, carried out public participation and stakeholder engagement with the affected community within the county. There was one we did do away with A.
Senator Abbas, please read it again for the convenience of other senators to follow.
Chairman, I'm saying that the bill be amended, deleting clause 32 and substituting, therefore, the following new section. 32A1, the provision of the land act shall subject to subsection 2 apply to the allocation of public land for the implementation of the affordable housing scheme and development of institutional housing scheme. 2, land held by county government shall not be allocated unless the board has, in the prescribed manner. We have done away with A in consultation with the committee. So now A is going to be carried out public participation and stakeholder engagement with the affected community within the county.
I propose the question that clause 32 be amended as moved. I put the question. Deputy Speaker, go ahead, make your contribution. Go ahead, Senator.
Yes, Mr. Speaker. Sir, I'd moved an amendment that was doing away with the institutional housing. But the amendment by Senator Abbas, it's like he's moving his amendment retaining institutional housing, which I had proposed to delete. So I want your directions.
Senator Abbas, would you want to drop institutional housing scheme from in your amendment 32.1? 32.1.
Honorable Chair, I will not drop it.
I propose the question that clause 32 be amended as proposed by Senator Abbas. I put the question that clause 32 be amended as proposed by Senator Bass, division at the end.
Clause 33.
I propose the question that clause 33 be part of the bill. Chairperson, Standing Committee.
Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker. I wish to propose the amendment as they appear on the order paper. Justification: this amendment seeks to clarify that it is the board that is empowered to enter into contracts on behalf of the fund.
I propose the question that clause 33 be amended as proposed. I put the question that clause 33 be amended as proposed, division at the end.
Clause 34.
I propose the question that clause 34 be part of the bill, amendment by Senator Mogeni. Oh, sorry, there are two amendments. The committee will have to drop amendments if Senator Mogeni's amendment goes through. Senator Mogeni?
Mr. Speaker, I propose that clause 34 be amended as appears in the order paper. The justification is to remove institutional development as beneficiaries of affordable housing bill. Thank you.
I propose the question that clause 34 be deleted. I put the question that clause 34 be deleted, division at the end. Further amendments by Chairperson Committee.
Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker. I wish to propose the amendment as they appear on the order paper. And justification is that this amendment seeks to clarify that it is the board that is empowered to enter into contracts on behalf of the fund.
I propose the question that clause 34 be amended as proposed. I put the question that clause 34 be amended as proposed, division at the end.
Clause 35.
I propose the question that clause 35 be part of the bill. We have two amendments. The committee will have to drop the amendments if Senator Abbas's amendment goes through. Therefore, I propose the question that clause 35 be part of the bill. Senator Mohammed Sheikh Abbas.
Honorable Chair, I propose that the bill be amended by deleting clause 35 and substituting therefore the following new clauses. 1. The board may enter into an agreement with the private institutions, A, to develop and construct affordable housing units and associated social and physical infrastructures, B, for the supply of goods and materials in connection with the construction of affordable housing. 2, the board shall, before entering into the agreement under the subsection 1, publish at least 2 newspapers of nationwide circulations and electronic media, a notice of intentions to enter into agreement and invitation to tenders from the public in the prescribed form. 3, the Cabinet Secretary may, in consultation with the board, prescribe guidelines for the publication of a notice under subsection 2, an invitation to tender. Honorable Speaker, I am as Chair. The amendment of 35 is a vital measure to ensure transparency, fairness, and public participation.
I propose the question that clause 35 be amended as proposed. I put the question that clause 35 be amended as proposed, division at the end. Further amendments, Chairperson, Standing Committee.
Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker. I wish to propose the amendment as they appear on the order paper. Justification: this amendment seeks to clarify that it is the board that is empowered to enter into contracts on behalf of the fund.
I propose the question that clause 35 be amended as proposed. I put the question that clause 35 be amended as proposed, division at the end.
Clause 36.
I propose the question that clause 36 be part of the bill. Chairperson, Standing Committee.
I wish to propose the amendment as they appear on the order paper. Mr. Speaker, justification just the same as the previous one.
I propose the question that clause 36 be amended as proposed. I put the question that clause 36 be amended as proposed, division at the end.
Clause 37.
I propose the question that clause 37 be part of the bill. I put the question that clause 37 be part of the bill, division at the end.
Clause 38.
I propose the question that clause 38 be part of the bill. Chairperson, Standing Committee.
Thank you very much, Mr.
And
Speaker.
we have two amendments for this. Another one by Senator Abbas. Senator Abbas proposed amendment to be dropped if the committee's amendments go through.
Mr. Speaker, if you give me just a minute to consult with Senator Abbas.
Yeah, it's okay.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker. Maybe Senator Abbas could go first before I move my amendment.
Go ahead, Senator Abbas.
Honorable Chair, I think having compared the notes that we found that these things are the same for the Chair and me, therefore I drop mine.
Senator Abbas, say you withdraw yours.
I will withdraw mine.
Very well. Chairperson, move, please.
Thank you very much. We consulted very fast on that one. Mr. Speaker, I wish to propose the amendment as they appear on the order paper. And justification, this amendment seeks to clarify that a person refers to a natural person and that the said person may only access one unit. This will ensure that the objectives of the bill to ensure that Kenyans have access to affordable housing is achieved.
I propose the question that clause 38 be amended as proposed. I put the question that clause 38 be amended as proposed, division at the end.
Clause 39.
We have two amendments for clause 39 and they are not conflicting. I propose the question that clause 39 be part of the bill. Chairperson, Standing Committee.
Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker. I wish to propose the amendment as they appear on the order paper. Justification, this amendment seeks to correct a cross-referencing error.
I propose the question that clause 39 be amended as proposed. I put the question that clause 39 be amended as proposed, division at the end. Further amendment, Senator Mohammed Abbas.
Honorable Speaker, I think there's a bit of confusion. Clause 39, I've withdrawn.
Go to the next.
Clause 40.
I propose the question that clause 40 be part of the bill. Chairperson, Standing Committee.
Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker. I wish to propose the amendment as they appear on the order paper. Clause 40, right? Justification, this amendment seeks to clean up on the numbering.
I propose the question that clause 40 be amended as proposed. I put the question that clause 40 be amended as proposed, division at the end.
Clause 41.
I propose the question that clause 41 be part of the bill. Chairperson.
Mr. Speaker, in consideration of our Muslim brothers and sisters, I wish to drop or withdraw that amendment.
Chairperson, for the record, could you state that you're withdrawing clause 41?
Mr. Speaker, I wish to withdraw clause 41 that we were amending by deleting where applicable for the sake of our Muslim brothers and sisters.
Yes, Senator Sifuna.
I want some clarity on how you withdraw a clause. I thought he should be proposing to delete the clause. Let him put it clearly so that we get it properly.
I'll make the clarification, Senator Sifuna. Now that the amendments to clause 41 have been withdrawn, I propose the question that clause 41 be part of the bill. I put the question that clause 41 be part of the bill, division at the end.
Clause 42.
I propose the question that clause 42 be part of the bill. Chairperson.
Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker. I wish to propose the amendment as they appear on the order paper. Justification, Mr. Speaker. This amendment provides for use of voluntary savings and the land title deeds at the rural areas as collateral for the provision of an affordable mortgage to facilitate the development of a rural affordable housing unit by a voluntary contributor who has been denied or who has not gotten an affordable housing unit.
I propose the question that clause 42 be amended as proposed. I put the question that clause 42 be amended as proposed, division at the end.
Clause 43.
I propose the question that clause 43 be part of the bill. I put the question that clause 43 be part of the bill, division at the end.
Clause 44.
I propose the question that clause 44 be part of the bill. Chairperson.
Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker. I wish to propose the amendment as they appear on the order paper. Justification, Mr. Speaker. This amendment seeks to increase the penalty for misappropriation of the monies of the fund. We have increased from 10 million to 20 million, and a term not exceeding 10 years if you misappropriate this money.
I propose the question that clause 44 be amended as proposed. I put the question that clause 44 be amended as proposed, division at the end.
Clause 45.
Senator Abbas, what is it?
Honorable Chair, I think you have omitted two of my amendments. One is 37A, clause 37A, and then you have omitted also clause 42A, ownership and affordables.
Senator Abbas, those are new clauses. We will come back to them.
Okay.
Clause 45.
I propose the question that clause 45 be part of the bill. Chairperson.
Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker. I wish to propose the amendment as they appear on the order paper. This amendment seeks to introduce gender-neutral language.
I propose the question that clause 45 be amended as proposed. I put the question that clause 45 be amended as proposed, division at the end.
Clause 46.
I propose the question that clause 46 be part of the bill. I put the question that clause 46 be part of the bill, division at the end.
Clause 47.
I propose the question that clause 47 be part of the bill. Chairperson, Standing Committee.
Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker. I wish to propose the amendments as they appear on the order paper. Justification. This amendment seeks to empower the Cabinet Secretary to develop regulations that will ensure if the Senator for Tharaka Nithi can give me a moment, that will ensure the better carrying into effect of the provisions of this Act. And also, Mr. Speaker, these amendments seek to set the timelines within which the Cabinet Secretary is required to table the amendments before Parliament, the timelines for consideration and approval of the regulations by the Parliament.
I propose the question that clause 47 be amended as proposed. I put the question that clause 47 be amended as proposed, division at the end.
Clause 48.
I propose the question that clause 48 be part of the bill. Senate Chairperson.
Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker. I wish to propose the amendment as they appear on the order paper. Justification: this amendment seeks to save the ongoing projects and programs as the rest of the bill is operationalized upon enactment.
Yes, Senator Mugeni. 48.
Yeah, Chair, I wanted to get your direction on that particular clause, 48. As you know, Mr. Speaker, there is a High Court decision, Petition 181 of 2023, 181 of 2023, that declared Section 84 of the Finance Act unconstitutional, and that was the basis for the collection of these funds. So this clause will, in itself, the entire clause 48 is actually unconstitutional in view of the declarations already made by the court, and it will have a retrospective application, which is not allowed.
Senator, yes, Senator Cheriot.
Mr. Speaker, if Senator Ugeni was in the House the day I moved the bill, I did make reference actually to the specific clause and said that as Parliament, nothing, it's our constitutional duty to legislate. There is no happening outside the precincts of Parliament that can influence Parliament as it makes its decision on a lawmaking process, whichever way. It doesn't matter what the courts may have said on a particular topic, because Article 94 gives this body, the body of Senate and the National Assembly, the only responsibility of making law. Therefore, Mr. Speaker, I don't think that is an issue that should forestall us.
Thank you, Senator. Senator Omgeni, you wanted to comment?
The issue I have with this clause is that it's actually going contrary to the High Court decision. The court decision says you cannot collect any taxes before you have a legal framework in place. You can only collect the tax once the legal framework is in place. And I have a copy of the High Court decision with me here, and as a House we are bound. When a court makes a decision, you cannot seek cover under Article 94 of the Constitution, because court decisions are binding on all of us. It's binding on all of us. So if the court has declared a tax to be unconstitutional, you cannot legitimize that tax through legislation. And you cannot pass a legislation that has a retrospective. You know what the import of this Section 48 is to legislate retrospectively, so that whatever was done without a legal framework will be given force of law by the passage of this act, which is unconstitutional.
Senator, can I allow one more person? Okay, I'll allow one person here, then you, and then we close it. Senator Boni, 2 minutes, please.
Thank you. Mr. Speaker, the discussion now taking place is the reason why we have the Committee of the Whole. Senator Mugeni, the reading we have is that we are now making the law that will align with the fears that caused the courts to make that pronouncement. Once we legislate the way we have done, going forward, we will be doing something which will be aligned to what the court wished. It's up to you, as an active member of Azimio and a legislator, to go and visit the issue of the money already collected. We are legislating for going forward.
Senator Wambua.
Thank you, Chairman. You know, I need protection from Senator Mugeni.
Senator Mugeni.
Mr. Speaker, there's an issue that has been raised by the majority leader. When the courts pronounced themselves on this matter and said this law was unconstitutional, or the collection of the taxes was unconstitutional, and Senator Majority Leader says that it is the work of Parliament to legislate whichever way. So, Speaker, I want a ruling from you whether Parliament can legislate outside the Constitution. Because, Speaker, the Constitution is very clear that it protects itself. The supremacy of the Constitution, and it says in black and white that any law, including customary law, that is inconsistent with this Constitution is void to the extent of the inconsistency, and any act or omission in contravention of this Constitution is invalid. The courts cannot make Parliament superior to the Constitution. Any legislation must be done within the Constitution. I thank you, Mr. Chair.
Thank you, Senators. Senator Mugeni, you're the one who brought these contentious issue at this point in time, and you were doing so very well before. You have brought several amendments. If you felt that this clause was unconstitutional, you should have made your amendment at that time so that we can proceed. Furthermore, the court threw out the bill because it felt that there was no legal framework. This is the legal framework now that is being made. So, Senator Mugeni, I would have to rule that we proceed. You should have brought an amendment in due time. Therefore, we proceed, and I propose the question that clause 48 be amended as proposed. I put the question that clause 48 be amended as proposed, division at the end.
Clause 49.
I propose the question that clause 49 be part of the bill. Chairperson, Standing Committee.
Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker. I wish to propose the amendment as they appear on the order paper. And this amendment seeks to ensure greater clarity by just inserting the word before after the word immediately.
I propose the question that clause 49 be amended as proposed. I put the question that clause 49 be amended as proposed, division at the end. New clauses.
New clause 11A.
Chairperson, please go ahead and move this new clause.
Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker. I wish to propose the new clause as it appears on the order paper.
To move that you proposed for the clause to move that clause 11A to be now read a second time.
Mr. Speaker, I wish to move that the new clause 11A be now read a second time.
Thank you. I propose the question that new clause 11A be now read a second time. I put the question that new clause 11A be now read a second time, division at the end.
New clause 11B.
Chairperson, to move.
Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker. I wish to move that new clause 11B be now read a second time.
I propose the question that new clause 11B be now read a second time. I put the question that new clause 11B be now read a second time, division at the end.
New clause 31A.
Chairperson, to move.
Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker. I wish to move that new clause 31A be now read a second time, because this is the part where, Mr. Speaker, we are putting county government in the bill, the role of the county government in the affordable housing.
I propose the question that new clause 31A be now read a second time. I put the question that new clause 31A be now read a second time, division at the end.
New clause 31B.
Chairperson to move.
Mr. Speaker, I move that new clause 31B be now read the second time.
I propose the question that new clause 31B be now read a second time. I put the question that new clause 31B be now read a second time, division at the end.
New clause 31C.
Chairperson to move.
I move that new clause 31C be now read a second time.
I propose the question that new clause 31C be now read a second time. I put the question that new clause 31C be now read a second time, division at the end.
New clause 31D.
Chairperson to move.
I move that new clause 31D be now read the second time.
I propose the question that new clause 31D be now read a second time. I put the question that new clause 31D be now read a second time, division at the end.
New clause 31E.
Chairperson to move.
Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker. I move that new clause 31E be now read the second time.
I propose the question that new clause 31E be now read a second time. I put the question that new clause 31E be now read a second time, division at the end.
New clause 31F.
Chairperson to move.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I move that new clause 31F be now read a second time.
I propose the question that new clause 31F be now read a second time. I put the question that new clause 31F be now read a second time, division at the end.
New clause 31G.
Chairperson to move.
Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker. I move that new clause 31G be now read a second time.
I propose the question that new clause 31G be now read a second time. I put the question that new clause 31G be now read a second time, division at the end.
New clause 37A.
Senator Mohammed Abbas to move.
Honorable Speaker, thank you. I propose that the bill be amended by inserting the following new sections immediately after.
No, Senator Mohammed.
Oh, okay, sorry. To be read the second time.
Yes, move that the new clause 37 be now read a second time.
That I propose that clause 37 to be read, 37 to be read a second time.
I propose the question that new clause 37A be now read a second time. I put the question that new clause 37A be now read a second time, division at the end.
New clause 42A.
Senator Mohammed Abbas to move.
Honorable Chair, I propose clause 42A to be read a second time.
I propose the question that new clause 42A be now read a second time. I put the question that new clause 42A be now read a second time, division at the end.
New clause 42B.
Senator Mohammed Abbas to move.
Honorable Chair, I propose new clause 42B to be read a second time.
I propose the question that new clause 42B be now read a second time. I put the question that new clause 42B be now read a second time, division at the end.
New clause 42C.
Senator Mohammed Abbas to move. One moment, Senator Mohammed. What is your point of order?
Mr. Chair, as per the procedure in this House, even when we're in the committee of the whole, when the chair proposes a question, ideally you pause to find whether there's a member with a comment on any clause that has been proposed to be part of the bill. And Mr. Speaker, you are moving super fast, that even when we want to make any comment following your proposal, it becomes difficult to catch up. Particularly on this clause 42B, Mr. Speaker, Mr. Chair, I wanted to make a comment following your proposal just before you put the question. So I was requesting, Mr. Speaker, that you move a little bit slowly at the proposal so that you only put the question if there is no comment from members. This is the stage of lawmaking, Mr. Speaker. Second reading, we are debating. But it is this point where we are writing the law with a fine toothpick. And so, Mr. Speaker, I just beg that if you would allow me, I would make some comments on new clause 42B, and in subsequent proposals, you can allow members to contribute.
Thank you, Senator Kajwang. Senator Kajwang, you know very well, you've been in this House for long, and you know how to catch the chair's eye. And you did it when you wanted to make a point of order. And I was able to give you an opportunity to interject. The same way, if you wanted to make a contribution to any clause that we were making, we have a screen here. You should have pressed your intervention button and we would have seen you and would have given you an opportunity. Yes. So I think the speed or the pace we're going. Sorry, Senator Sifuna. Senator Sifuna, give him the mic.
Chair, if you can confirm from your dashboard, my button has been depressed.
It has.
And I have not been able to catch your eye. The point that Senator Kajwang is making is that if you move as fast as you're doing between the proposal of the question and the putting of the question, our fingers are not that fast, trust me, Chair. And you will not even have the opportunity to look at the screen. So kindly, let us just allow members to make any contributions they have. And you pause just to, I know it's Ramadan, I was going to say to drink a sip of water, but just catch your breath, please, Chair.
Okay, Senator, thank you very much. Senator Kajwang.
Mr. Chair, thank you. And when I raised that point, it was really just to remind us of our solemn duty as lawmakers that legislation should never be rushed, and I thank you for giving me this opportunity. Mr. Chair, Clause 42B seeks to put restrictions as to ownership, and it says that a person shall not acquire more than one affordable housing unit developed under this Act. And Mr. Chair, the question is this an Act that is going to serve us for 1 year or 2 years, or it's an Act that will serve us for the next 100 years? What time frame are we legislating on? If you put it in law and cast it in stone, that a person cannot acquire more than one affordable housing unit, what if we get to the point where this project, assuming has become so successful that all Kenyans who wish to apply have applied and have been allocated housing units? Are you going to shut down the scheme? Are you going to then come back to Parliament to amend it so that the next round of Kenyans can benefit? Mr. Chair, we must be very careful with the manner in which we legislate. And we must also ensure that whenever we make amendments at the committee stage of the House, we ask ourselves whether those amendments have been subjected to public participation. I know that at the third reading stage, any member has a right to rise and to make amendments subject to certain consultations with the chair of the respective committee. But does it take away the right of the public to be part of the decisions that we make? Does it take away that constitutional responsibility to ensure that we inject the views and the voices of the public in whatever it is that we do? Mr. Chair, I think this is a fairly dangerous amendment because it is an amendment that is coming from a position of want, a position that we are in, which could be resolved or which could easily be solved in 5 years or in 10 years' time. Once the situation has been solved in 10 years' time, where every Kenyan has access to affordable housing, every Kenyan, even if they have not bought from this project, there are those who come from communities like mine. Mr. Chair, still speaking to this amendment, I can tell you that there are certain cultural dimensions to home ownership that we do not take into account whenever we are legislating. We think that everyone comes from Singapore. We think that everyone comes from South Korea. We come from Kenya. Mr. Chair, in my community, when a boy gets to the age of 18 or 19, that boy is compelled to build his first house. That first house is called a Simba. Mr. Chair, in my community, 90% of men have access to houses.
If you could please summarize so that we can get a response to that
Mr. Chair,
argument.
As per the practice in this House, if there's limitation of debate, it is done before a member takes the floor. And in the committee of the whole, Mr. Chair, we have agreed that when you propose a question, any member has a right to comment on that proposal.
Senator,
and therefore, Mr. Chair, if you would allow me, just my normal 15 minutes, if there is need for limitation of debate, that motion can be passed or that motion can be made after I've finished my submission. Those are the rules of this House. Those are not the rules of government. Those are the rules of this House. And when you're discussing a matter so important to Kenyans, we cannot be casual about application of the law, and the chair cannot be directed to commit illegalities and unconstitutional behavior.
Senator
When I
Kajwang.
took the floor, I was entitled to 15 minutes to discuss
Senator
the
Kajwang.
proposal. If any member wants to limit debate, you can only do it after I've sat down. Those are the rules of the House, and they are in this blue
Senator
document.
Kajwang.
They are not in any political party document. Mr. Chair, if
Senator
you allow
Kajwang.
me, in 15 minutes, I will be done with my comments on the new clause 42B. And I will yield the
Senator
floor
Kajwang, we're
to
in
other
the
members
committee
to make
of
their
the whole.
comments.
Senator Kajwang, we're in the committee of the whole.
Mr. Chairman,
When
committee
you're making
of the whole, when you propose the question, all of us have a right to comment on that question. And that is why we were requesting that you go a little bit slow between proposing the question and putting the question. Mr. Chair, those are the rules of this House. Those are the rules of
What
debate.
is your point of order, Senator
And if
Cheriot?
Senator Cheriot feels outwitted, then it is what it is. These are the rules of the House.
The mic. Give me the mic. Mr. Chairperson. Mr. Chairperson, there's only one chairperson. I hope so. I hope there is only one chairperson. Protect me from hecklers in the House, Mr. Speaker. I want to address you. Mr. Speaker, I want to address you in total silence.
Let's, just one more. I should be,
Chairperson.
I will ask him. I've given him the point of order. Let him proceed. We'll listen to him in silence. I'm sure before he sits down, he will make that very clear. What is your point of order?
Thank you,
Senator?
Chairperson, for protecting me. Number one, Mr. Speaker, I take great exception in the conduct of Senator Kajwang. If it was another senator, I would have assumed that probably he doesn't know the traditions of this House and what we do in third reading. Senator Kajwang is not only being cheeky, because I watched him when he walked into the House, and I could hear him clearly tell his colleagues that why are you guys not filibustering? I knew. Mr. Speaker, can you protect me? Mr. Speaker, I am not in a mood to engage in a heckling debate.
We will find out.
Mr. Speaker, can you protect me?
You're protected, Senator Cheriot. You
So the
proceed.
point is this. Senator Kajwang knows that in third reading, you try to persuade people why you're not in supportive of the proposed amendment. In a quick, witty comment, hardly beyond a minute, Mr. Speaker, and you give opportunity to the chairperson or the person that is moving that amendment to convince you why that amendment is important. This is not a debate stage, Mr. Speaker.
Senators, let us, just one moment before, can we conclude on Senator Kajwang's issue? What's your point of order, Senator Sifuna?
Chair, thank you for... Chair, I would like the attention of the chair, please. Chair, I wanted to draw your attention to Standing Order 185. Mr. Chair, allow me to read. General application of rules in committee of the whole, except as otherwise provided in these standing orders. The same rules of order and of debate for the conduct of business shall be observed in the committee of the whole in the Senate. Mr. Speaker, therefore, nobody should rise up to tell you that there are traditions. Traditions are only applied where there is no express provision of the standing orders. So Honorable Kajwang is within his right, Mr. Speaker. Even in committee of the House, I am surprised somebody who's told us many times that he's doing the third term in this House has no idea which standing orders he's referring to. And Mr. Speaker, when somebody stands up on a point of order, Mr. Speaker, you must insist on which standing order he is rising. I have read the law of this House. We will not be threatened by old people here that you have been here 10 times, but you can't read very simple English. Mr. Speaker, therefore, allow us to debate in the normal fashion because that is what the law says. Mr. Chairman, do not be intimidated by anybody. telling you they were elected before your grandfather was born. We are all here now. And Mr. Chairman, we are subject to the same rules. We must speak in accordance with the Constitution and in accordance with the standing orders, Mr. Speaker. Therefore, Mr. Speaker, nobody should come here to tell us about traditions of
Okay, order, senators.
which community.
Order,
the traditions
senators.
of the House are dictated by
Order.
the standing orders. So I dare anybody else
Okay,
to stand up and read.
Order, senators. Order, senators. Order, senators. Order, order. Let us have some order. Order, order, senators. No, order, order, senators. Order, order. Sit down. Sit down. Okay, sit down, Sifuna. Sit down, Senator Abbas. No more, Senator. No more point of orders. No, senators. I cannot allow because it is going out of hand. Not on the same matter. Is it on the same matter? Okay, Senator Mogeni, go ahead. Order, Senator, one moment. Let's hear what he has to say.
You know, Mr. Speaker, Mr. Speaker, I've said on this floor that I have tremendous respect for Senator Cheriot, and I've said he's a young senator who has a very bright future. But when he starts shouting at us, it's not right. Because you need to allow us to hear what your point of order, and you also give us a chance. The Speaker, we are in this House because we derive our powers from the Constitution. And yes, so Mr. Speaker, Senator Sifuna has made reference to Standing Order 185. But Mr. Speaker, the article I want you to bear in mind is Article 124 of the Constitution. Article 124, Mr. Speaker, states that each House of Parliament may establish committees and shall make standing orders for the orderly conduct of its proceedings, including the proceedings of committees. So the standing order that Senator Sifuna has read has a bearing on what is happening, Mr. Speaker. The same standing orders that allow us to raise issues when we are legislating, it flows from a power that is donated to you by Article 124 of the Constitution. And Mr. Speaker, it's high time some of us moved to court to challenge some of these standing orders that limit our right to make contributions on behalf of the people of Nyamira, of Homa Bay, of Nairobi, who have elected us.
Thank you, Senator. Is your point
made? Can you protect him from Senator Cherege? So, Mr. Speaker,
let's hear him in silence.
When you read Article 124, and don't make in Section 2A, don't make us go back there. We are now operating under a new Constitution, 2010. Senator Cherege, my friend, there are Kenyans who died to put this Constitution in place. No, we have to lecture you because we have to remind you. We have to remind you history. We have to remind you. So, Mr. Speaker.
Thank you.
Speaker,
okay,
Mr.
Senator,
Speaker,
order.
Mr. Speaker.
Order, senators.
We are in this House by virtue of powers that is bestowed on us by the Constitution that the people of Kenya passed, the Kenya Constitution of 2010.
Thank you, Senator.
Under this article, Mr. Speaker, under the article I've read to you, you have no right to limit us.
Thank you, Senator. Thank you, Senator. Let me make a ruling so that we can have a way forward. I have to make a ruling so that you can either proceed or not. I have to make a ruling, Senator Kajwang, on this matter. And the ruling also touches on the issues you raised. So, honorable senators, I believe what has been raised by the learned senators in this House, who are very aware of the standing orders and whatever and the standing orders that they've raised and the clauses that they've raised on the matter touching on the Constitution, it is very clear that even the standing orders are applied alongside the traditions and practices of this House. When we are in a committee of the whole, intervention should be very brief, and there is no time limitation. It is just meant to be a very brief intervention. The same way when we're in the standing, can we hear in silence? Silent, Senator Ergey. When we're in the committee of the whole, it's the same way that we don't have a seconder for anything that is moved or any question that is put. This said, senators, we will proceed as we were proceeding, and if there is any clause that you want to make an intervention, we will give you an opportunity, but be very brief on the matter. Senator Kajwang, you may not stand, Senator Kajwang. Senator Kajwang, you have raised, can I finish my ruling? Can I finish my ruling? You had concluded and you had raised your matter, Senator Kajwang. You had raised a matter on clause 42B. At this point, I will give Senator Abbas an opportunity to address the issues you had raised. It's only one sentence. It's only one sentence. How can he have not been finished? Senator Kajwang, why don't you listen to the reply? Let's listen to the Senator Kajwang, you had spoken for a good 5 minutes before we interrupted you. No, Senator Kajwang, I will not. Sit. Let Senator Abbas reply to your issue. Let him.
Okay, order, Mr. Let me give you the rationale. Let me give the rationale. I will explain myself. Let me explain.
Senator Abbas, address the chair.
Okay. Honorable Speaker, Clause 242B limits the individual owning only one or more houses, unit under the Act. This measure prevents the concentration of units in few hands and ensures equitable distribution among the intended beneficiaries. You can have 100 wives. I'm explaining myself. I'm explaining myself. You can have 100 wives. You can have 10 wives. You can have 100 children. There is no need. You can always buy only one house. We are taking care of the interest of those guys. You should take care of the interest of these guys. Okay. I'm saying, Honorable Speaker, that these houses are meant for the poor people, the low-income houses, persons, and there is no way you can buy 100 houses at the same time. Therefore, this clause justifies. Yes. Okay. Order. I'm not talking about the clause. I'm explaining myself. I'm saying the limits.
Order, Senators, please sit down.
42B. limits. For the people being limits individuals to own only one affordable house. Unit under the Act, these measures prevent the concentration. Order. Okay.
Relax.
Let me explain myself. Kajwang. Where?
Order, senators.
I am on the floor.
Please sit down.
I am on the floor. I am on the floor. I should be given time.
Sit down.
Speaker, I'm on the floor.
Sit down.
Let him read that 181.
Commissioner, sit down.
Hakuna shida.
Sit down.
Wacha asome hiyo 181. Mwambie yeye mwenyewe asome. Wacha asome.
Sit down.
Wacha asome.
Nani?
Hiyo 181 wacha asome.
Ngoja.
Asome 181.
Down. Sit down. Majority leader, sit down. Sit down. Sit down. Okay. Senator Kajwang, sit down. Sit down. Sit down. Sit down. Senator, order. Senators, honorable senators, I'm not sure if Senator Kajwang was in the House when I made a ruling about justification and any interventions in the House will be limited for 2 minutes. 2 minutes. No, I did. I made that ruling in this House. Yes. I said 2 minutes. No, I gave 2 minutes. I gave 2 minutes. So, Senator Kajwang, as a way forward, we will listen to Abbas, and then I'll give you an opportunity, not more than 2 minutes, to say what you have to say. Senator Abbas.
Wait. Okay, honorable speakers, senators, let me explain myself. 42B is meant to safeguard so that every Kenyan must have a house, affordable houses. Order, my friend. Yeah, I'm not addressing you.
Senator Abbas, address the chair.
Okay. Honorable Speaker, I'm justifying why we're saying limiting these houses to one person. For one individual, one house. Because you can own 100 wives, you can have 10 kids, you can have 20 kids, but what they're saying is these houses are meant for the poor people and for the low-income houses, guys. If we say that we allow everybody to buy what he wants, then everybody will not get everything what he wants. What we want is those poor people to get what they want. So these houses can be equally distributed. For that is the justification of this clause.
Senator Kajwang.
Mr. Chair, that was exactly my problem with this provision, that we are legislating for poverty, not for prosperity. And when I was making my submission, I was saying that after 5-10 years, everyone has a house. So what are you going to put in the law that since Cheriot already has a house somewhere in Langata, and after 10 years there are additional and excess houses, that nobody should go for the second round? That is poor legislative drafting, and those are poor proposals that should not come in this law. Mr. Chair, the Constitution, Article 117, that talks about powers and privileges of Parliament, provides unfettered freedom of speech and expression. And those people who today want to limit my speech and expression, we shall wait for you. And your day will come when someone will have to stand up for your right of expression and freedom of speech. And Mr. Chair, I do believe, because the 2 minutes are not over, that even after I've prosecuted my reservations on clause 42B, that all other members with a contrary view must also be allowed to contribute, because this is the only time when senators can write laws. Finally, Mr. Chair, when I'm here...
Thank you, Senator. Senator Kathuri Murungi.
Chair, you know, my issue is this. When we get to the third reading of any bill, the purpose for the third reading is to bring any amendment that you feel maybe was not captured well in the bill. And to bring the third reading, any amendment that you feel you should bring so that you can convince members. And if you can only convince members, and then also we subject to the vote. So Senator Kajwang and all the opportunity during the second reading, other than reading, to bring an amendment which could have cured this problem. So it could have amended, maybe it should be open-ended, so that now we bring that to the vote, other than reading.
Senators, let's make progress. The people I'm giving a chance, Deputy Speaker, you're supposed to comment on clause 42B, not on the...
Yes, Mr. Speaker. No, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker.
Order, senators.
Mr.
Order.
Speaker.
We need to...
Mr. Speaker.
Senator Manzo will be heard in silence.
Mr. Speaker, just before I comment on this, I want to say my 10 years experience, now that you talked about traditions in the National Assembly, on a matter which generates a lot of interest like this particular one, the speakers will ordinarily allow as many as possible to comment, Mr. Speaker, so that, Mr. Speaker, then you know, out of that, members could make a clear decision whether to amend further or to remain with the same position when we vote. Mr. Speaker, I want to say my issue with this particular amendment, Mr. Speaker, kindly. B, may apply for the board for approval of issuance of an affordable mortgage to develop a rural affordable housing unit, Mr. Speaker.
Senators, can we hear him in silence?
Mr. Speaker,
please take a seat.
Mr. Speaker, this particular amendment begins to contradict the whole purpose of the housing, and it goes into to create a situation whereby some people get more privileged than others, and it creates discrimination, which, you know, you may enrich some people more than others, and there should be a way of limiting to make sure if it's affordable housing, it is a unit for everyone across board, so that if you have to do round two, then it balances. You don't begin round two when somebody else doesn't have a house yet and they are deserving. So it is discriminative, Mr. Speaker. I submit.
Thank you, senators. Senator Abbas, you have a comment?
I think, Honourable Speaker, I wish to withdraw that amendment if be.
Honorable senators, honorable senators, why don't you listen? Honorable senators, since Senator Abbas has withdrawn the amendments, this matter will not be put to a vote. It is that withdrawn. So I think, Senator Kajwang, you have actually won the debate.
New clause 42C.
Mover to move is Senator Abbas Mohammed Sheikh.
Order. Honorable Speaker, I want to read 42C, except with the prior written consent of the board, a purchaser of an affordable houses unit under Act shall not by contract, agreement, or otherwise sell or agree to sell his or her unit or interest therein, or in any interest there in any of other persons. Imam
Senator Sifuna, what is your intervention?
Mr. Chair, you should ordinarily allow us to make points of order. I was standing, I have been given the mic. This is
Senator,
disorderly
order,
conduct by
senators.
the majority leader, and there's a reason I'm rising on my feet, Mr. Speaker. Pursuant to Standing Order 121, I have seen the majority leader essentially throw a tantrum and smack the desks with his documents there. And yet he has the audacity to accuse me of being disorderly. You have thrown a tantrum. You are doing it again.
Order, senators.
You are doing it again, Mr.
Senator
Speaker.
Gloria.
Mr. Speaker.
Senator Gloria.
Mr. Chair. Mr. Chair.
Senator Gloria. Order.
Mr. Chair, there is only one opportunity for you to have order in this House, and that is enforcement of the rules equally. If it were anybody on the minority side who was throwing the tantrum that I have seen my brother, the majority leader, throwing, he would have been thrown out of the House. Why is he being treated specially, Mr. Speaker? Why is he being treated specially? And I want, Mr. Speaker, a ruling on each point of order that we raise, because we must have a record of how this House treats people and how you apply the law, Mr. Speaker. Because ordinarily, and you saw it, Mr. Speaker, please don't pretend you did not see it. And I know you're a good man. You have seen it, and you must bear true witness, Mr. Speaker. The tantrum that was, yes.
No, I didn't see it.
Mr. Speaker, I saw you seeing him. Mr. Speaker, don't be like that. We are in the holy month, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, we are in the holy month of Ramadan. Please tell the truth.
Senator. 42C. Senators, bear with us a minute. We need to clear this screen so that we can have some order. One moment. If you have your button red, just switch it off. Switch it off. Switch it off, then I'll tell you when to switch it on. Okay, for 42C intervention, press now. 2 people I'll give. I propose the question, the new clause 42C be now read a second time. I put the question, before I put the question. Senator of Meru. Senators, press intervention. Intervention. Yako naona. No, but hata huko kwanza. Hii system mbaya. No, I'm getting a yoneshi. Okay. So I will allow 2 from both sides. 2 interventions from both sides. On this side, Wambua and Mogeni. On this side, they're your seniors. Cherargei on this side, and chair committee wanted to comment. Okay, Senator Wambua.
Give me the mic. Chair. Chair, on that proposed amendment 42C, I totally and completely oppose it. The Chair, this is an amendment, yes, we will do that, but this is an amendment that goes contrary to the Constitution on property rights. You know, the law itself has been declared by the courts unconstitutional. You bring an amendment which is completely unconstitutional. Mr. Chair, this one, I strongly and totally oppose.
Thank you, Senator Cherargei.
Mr. Speaker, on this clause 42C, what we are trying to cure is what we saw a few years before, National Housing Corporation, where the intended beneficiaries end up not being intended. So in the principle of equity and equality and morality and the law, we must be ensured that we cushion against where people are given through affordable program, then they resell those houses through the cartels that we know that are normal during the NHC, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, I want to say I support this clause 42C. We shall not be lectured, Mr. Speaker. If you don't want to be lectured, you can go to University of Nairobi during public hearing or public lecture. Mr. Speaker, I support this clause because it will promote equity and equality and fairness in terms of access. As Mr. Speaker, finally, you need to protect the people who are beneficiaries of this, Mr. Speaker.
Thank you, Senator. Senator Mogeni.
Mr. Speaker, Senator Cherargei is my colleague. I know he's union in the profession, but there are some basic concepts in constitutionalism that Senator Cherargei should know. Now, remember, the law that we want to enact is going to give Kenyans an opportunity to purchase houses. You are not going to give these houses to Kenyans for free. So the moment you are taxed and you are given an opportunity to purchase, that becomes your property. Now, Senator Cherargei, through Speaker, if you never went to law school to study constitutional law, I want to read for you Article 40 of the Constitution. Article 40 of the Constitution. Now, no. You know, I'm trying to help you. I'm trying to help you. Now, Speaker, this is what section 40.
Order.
Can you protect me,
Cherargei,
Speaker?
order. He still has time.
Now, you know this one, Speaker, you know, this one I'm trying to help you. Sasa
Majority Leader, order.
You should throw Senator Cherargei out. Now, Mr. Speaker, this is not for anybody else but for Senator Cherargei, and I want him to listen. Let him sit attentively and listen. Now, Section 40, Speaker, Section 40 on protection of the right to property. It says, Parliament shall not enact any law.
Thank you, Senator. Senators, I propose the question. I put the question that new clause 42C be now read a second time, division at the end.
The first schedule.
I propose the question that the first schedule be part of the bill. Chairperson, Standing Committee Roads. Order, senators. Majority Leader, you are wasting the most time now. Sifuna. Yeah, but you can't be exchanging. Let's hear the chairperson.
Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker. I wish to propose the amendment as they appear on the order paper, in the order paper. Justification: this amendment seeks to clarify the number of members who can convene an extraordinary meeting. Just the numbering, which is the majority of the members of the committee.
I propose the question that the first schedule be amended as proposed. Senators, before I put the question, since the schedule and what is remaining is what was in the bill, I do not see any need for debate, but if somebody wants to stand and either support, I will only give them 1 minute. I put the question. Since there's nobody, I put the question that the first schedule be amended as proposed, division at the end.
The second schedule.
I propose the question that the second schedule be part of the bill. I put the question that the second schedule be part of the bill, division at the end.
The third schedule.
I propose the question that the third schedule be part of the bill, amendment to be moved by Senator Mogeni. And there are 2 amendments for this, and the 2 amendments are not conflicting.
Mr. Speaker, I propose that Mr. Speaker, I propose that the third schedule be amended as appears on the order paper. Mr. Speaker, the justification is if you read the third schedule, the heading states list of agencies for implementing the affordable housing programs and projects. Mr. Speaker, that amendment proposes to leave the county governments as the sole agents that will undertake housing programs and housing projects. The justification, Mr. Speaker, is that under the 4th schedule, Part 2 of the Constitution, Section 8, housing and development is a function of county governments. Therefore, it will be unconstitutional to allow the agencies listed in number 2, 3, 4, which is the one that are most concerned, that is State Department for Matters Relating to Affordable Housing. That will be going outside the constitutional mandate of policy that is reserved for national government. NSSF as an independent entity that cannot take over functions of county governments. Therefore, Mr. Speaker, I propose that all those bodies listed from 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 be deleted. And clause 2 of the same schedule, we seek to delete the reference to institutional housing. And I want to make a correction. All references I've made in my amendments, initially I referred to the 6th schedule. It should actually be the 4th schedule of the Constitution. Thank you.
I propose the question that the third schedule be amended as proposed. I put the question that the third schedule be amended as proposed, division at the end. Further amendment by the chairperson standing committee.
Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker. I wish to propose the amendment as they appear in the order paper. Mr. Speaker, we believe counties are agencies that are supposed to handle this work, so we are increasing more agencies to that part. And in clause 2, this amendment seeks to remove the description of plinth area from the substantive legislation in favor of having the same defined under regulation. And also, Mr. Speaker, the amendment seeks to define the term county committee.
I propose the question that the third schedule be amended as proposed. I put the question that the third schedule be amended as proposed, division at the end.
Clause 2.
Clause 2. Senator. Okay, okay, senators. Senators. Yeah, lakini Senator Manzo, 1 minute.
Yes, I just wish to say that, Chair, you know, when we make a law, first it must go with the Constitution, then go with the statute. Chair, the moment you fundamentally amend the original part of the bill, although we stand for devolution and housing should be fully devolved, Chair, when you introduce, as has been introduced by the Chair, you tend to reverse what had already been passed, Chair. And therefore, it is important, Chair, that there is flaw with the Constitution, Chair. It is in the flowing, and therefore, it becomes automatically, the amendment is automatically unconstitutional, Chair. I conclude.
Senator Sifuna. I'm following the screen. You said you interviewed. Sifuna.
Mr. Chairman, Mr. Chairman, with all due respect, please, Senator Cheruiyot, I know it is causing some irritation when we are doing the jobs we were elected to do, because I don't know why you are in a rush, Mr. Speaker. Allow us to speak to the amendments that are being proposed. Mr. Speaker, I support the amendment that has been proposed by Senator Morgan, because you can see, allow me to say what I want to say. Please, allow me to say what I want to say. It is my wrong things. Allow me to say my wrong things. You cannot be shouting all the time when we are talking. Honorable Chair, please protect me from the majority
Let
leader.
him be heard. He has 1 minute. Let him be heard.
Now let him say what he wants to say. Let me sit down and let him say. Say what you want to say. This is not your house.
Senator Enoch Wambua. Senator Enoch Wambua.
You know, it will be very difficult, Chair, for you and for this House, if then the management of who speaks and who does not speak is being directed by Senator Cheruiyot. Mr. Speaker, the Chair, I fully support the amendment proposed by Senator Mogeni, that the units of government, national government, that have been put in this housing program be deleted and we just retain the county governments. Our responsibility as the Senate, Mr. Speaker, is to protect the interests of counties and county governments and to protect devolution. It is not our work to claw back on devolution by introducing national government agencies in functions that are supposed to be devolved. That's what we are saying. Speaker, I thank you.
Senator Kajwang.
Mr. Chair, a motorcycle is defined by two attributes. It has an engine and it has got two wheels. The minute you come up with a motorcycle bill, like Senator Boni Khalwale has come up with a motorcycle bill, then you alter the definition of the motorcycle and you remove the engine from it and leave only two legs, it is no longer a motorcycle. Now, that is a mischief that Senator Karungo Wathangwa is introducing here. We are dealing with an affordable housing bill, and we are changing the definition of affordable housing at this point after subjecting this bill to public participation. That is unconstitutional because you cannot alter materially the substance of a bill at this point in time. Mr. Chair, I wish that Senator Karungo Wathangwa can gracefully withdraw that amendment because we cannot now be deleting the plinth and then only maintaining the income status.
Thank you, senators. I put the question that the third schedule be amended as proposed, division at the end.
Clause 2.
Clause 2 has 2 amendments. The amendments are not conflicting. I propose the question that Clause 2 be part of the bill. Senator Mogeni. Okay, let's start with the amendment by the Chairperson Standing Committee. We will have to drop the amendment by Senator Mogeni. Chairperson, please proceed.
Thank you very much, Chair. I wish to propose the amendment as they appear in the order paper, Mr. Speaker. And the amendment seeks to remove the description of plinth area from the substantive legislation in favor of having the same defined under regulation. And Mr. Speaker, the amendment also seeks to define the term county committee.
I propose the question that Clause 2 be amended as proposed. Is there anyone who wants to contribute to it? Senator Dan Manzo.
Yes. Yes, my contribution is that it's a very brief one, is that there must be consistency. The whole idea is devolution. Housing is a devolved function. So the moment you introduce an element which takes it back to a national function, then it becomes unconstitutional. I submit, I oppose.
Senator Charadike, 1 minute only.
Madam Speaker, Madam Speaker, when you look at the 4th and 3rd schedule of the Constitution in devolved function and national government functions, it is cross-cutting. So, 4th schedule, sorry, it is cross-cutting, Madam Speaker. And therefore, it is misnomer to say housing is fully devolved. Yet when it comes to policy and implemented, it is co-shared between both the national and county government. So, Madam Speaker, I think the committee is in order. I support.
I put the question that Clause 2 be amended as proposed. Division at the end.
The title.
I propose the question that the title be part of the bill, and I invite the Chairperson, Standing Committee on Roads, Transportation and Housing, to move this amendment.
Madam Speaker, I wish to withdraw that amendment.
So that has been withdrawn, so there is no need to proceed. Next.
Clause 1.
Now that the amendment has been withdrawn, I propose the question that the title be part of the bill. I put the question that the title be part of the bill, division at the end.
Clause 1.
I propose the question that Clause 1 be part of the bill. I invite the Chairperson, Standing Committee on Roads, Transportation and Housing, to move this.
Thank you very much, Madam Speaker. Having dropped the title, I wish to also withdraw this amendment.
I propose the question that Clause 1 be part of the bill. Senator Manzo, you want to? I put the question that Clause 1 be part of the bill, division at the end. It's the end of these amendments. Yes.
I must exercise your discretion and allow me to move the amendment on Clause 2.
Are you withdrawing?
Understanding Order 1. Yeah.
Are you withdrawing it?
No. I'm moving the amendment.
Okay, proceed.
Yeah. Madam Speaker, I propose that Clause 2 of the bill be amended as appearing on the order paper. The justification Madam Speaker, is to remove the definition of the word institutional housing, to align it with my other proposed amendments in the bill. Thank you.
So you have reintroduced the amendment. You have brought back the amendment.
Yes?
You have now brought back the amendment.
Yes, I've now brought back the amendment.
Okay.
That is clause 2 of the third schedule.
Okay. I propose the question that clause 2 be amended as proposed. I put the question that clause 2 be amended as proposed, division at the end. I now ask the mover to report progress.
Honorable Chairperson, pursuant to Standing Order number 153, I beg to move that the Committee of the Whole do report the progress on its consideration of the National Assembly Bill number 75 of 2023. Sorry, wait. I take it again. Honorable Chairperson, pursuant to Standing Order number 153, I beg to move that the Committee of the Whole do report progress on its consideration of the Affordable Housing Bill, National Assembly Bill number 75 of 2023, and seek leave to sit again today.
Honorable Senators, I put the question that the Committee of the Whole do report progress on its consideration of the Affordable Housing Bill, National Assembly Bills number 75 of 2023, and seek leave to sit again today. As many as are of that opinion say aye. Aye. As many as are of contrary opinion say nay. The ayes have it.
Honour members, let us have your seats. Honour members, Senator Mazayo, let us transact business. Senator Tabitha Karanja Keroche. What is your point of order? Majority Leader.
Mr. Speaker, I rise pursuant to Standing Order number 34-4A that the House extends its sitting time until the order of business on order number 10 is concluded. I do request the Senate Deputy Majority Whip to second.
Mr. Speaker, sir, I second.
Honourable Senators, I want to put the question that the House proceeds until the close of business, until the order number 10 is concluded. Honourable Senators, what is the mood of the House? Yeah, no. Let me give 2 members this end and 2 from this other side. I start with the Senator Sifuna. Senator Sifuna, you have the floor.
Speaker, you know, it has become habit every time that there is a matter such as this, that instead of allowing more debate on the matters that are before the House, you will see how we are being rushed in the Committee of the Whole, that we could not even speak to the amendments that are being brought here. Then it is hypocrisy for you to extend the sitting of the House so that you can achieve your nefarious political ends. Mr. Speaker, therefore, I want to issue a very stern warning. Mr. Speaker, I want to issue a very stern warning to the Leader of Majority. The Leader of Majority is abusing the rules of this House, Mr. Speaker. When we want the time to actually make meaningful contributions on specific legislation, like we were doing in the Committee of the Whole, he is the one who's making sure that members cannot speak to the matters that are important to the constituents, the people who elected us. But here he is going to keep us here. I don't know what he wants us to do now. Mr. Speaker, he should... In fact, if I were on the majority side, Mr. Speaker, can I be...
Senator Sifuna, you cannot file that question directly to him. Just follow through me and then I'll make the determination.
Mr. Speaker, I don't trust you as a conduit of the messages that I want to transmit. I would rather he hears directly from me, Mr. Speaker.
Thank you, Senator Sifuna.
I have not finished.
Just 2 minutes are enough, and you are done with your 2 minutes. Senator Kipkolil William Cheptumo.
Speaker, if you look at the demeanor of Senator Sifuna, he is actually supporting the extension of the House. At some point, he was smiling. That is my opinion. I may be wrong, but that is my opinion. He's my friend anyway, he will not. Mr. Speaker, I think there is a justifiable reason why the majority leader sought an extension. Mr. Speaker, we have done with the Committee of the Whole. What is remaining is a small part of this process. It is only fair, Mr. Speaker, that we allow a small extension so that we sort out this issue. It is not really, Mr. Speaker, out of order. It is prudence in good faith for this House, Mr. Speaker.
Senator Ososi Godfrey. Actually, I'm giving members who have not spoken this afternoon.
Mr.
Senator
Speaker,
Ososi.
Mr. Speaker, you know, I've been sitting here. I came to this House this afternoon to contribute to this Committee of the Whole House debate. But I'm surprised that we have been gagged. We couldn't make our contribution on this bill. And now the Leader of Majority wants us to finish this process this evening. I'm wondering why they hurry, because we'll still be here on Tuesday next week to pass this bill. And in any case, Mr. Speaker, this bill, with the amendments that have been proposed, it's going to go into the mediation committee. So it's still, why are we rushing through when in any case it's going through the mediation committee? Mr. Speaker, this is just a fertile ground for opposition of this bill in court.
Last but not the least, Senator Mudigi Alexander Munyi.
Asante, Bwana Spika.
mi naunga mkono twende tuweze kwenda kwa kupiga kura, kwa sababu leo naona walio wachache wote wako hapa. Naona katibu mkuu, naona minority, naona hata mtu ambaye ni mwenyekiti wa mazingira na haonekanangi hapa, lakini leo wamekuja hapa tu just kuongea tu wasikike, na walio wachache kule nje ati wanaongea mambo ya manyumba. Kwa hiyo naomba mkono saa hii tuende kwa kura ndio tusaidie mwananchi wa Kenya, kwa sababu kaunti 47 inataka manyumba. Na nilisema tena hapa siku ile nilikuwa hapa, ati tulienda Colorado, nimeenda North Carolina, tulienda kila pahali yote na manyumba iko, lakini saa hii hata ile kaunti itakuwa na bahati sana ni kaunti ya Nairobi ya rafiki wangu. Kwa hivyo mimi naunga mkono tufunge na Embu County, sisi tunataka manyumba, na wakati ule mwingine tunaomba kura.
Your time is over, Senator Mundigi. Your time is over. Honorable Senators, kindly don't direct the chair. I'm competent enough to run this house. I don't want any direction from any court. Honorable Senators, I put the question that the business of the house continues until we finish with the order number 10, appearing in the order paper. As many as those of the same opinion say aye. Aye. As those of the contrary opinion say nay. Nay. The ayes have it. Yeah? Honorable Senators, Honorable Senators, Honorable Senators, Honorable Chariot, why are you written this afternoon? What is the problem? I now call upon the chairperson to report.
Honorable Speaker, I beg to report that the Committee of the Whole has considered the Affordable Housing Bill, National Assembly Bills number 75 of 2023, and seeks leave to sit again today. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Mover. Mover.
Mr. Honorable Speaker, I beg to move that the House do agree with the committee on the said report. I request the Senator for Nyandarua to second.
Senator Medu.
Honorable Speaker, I second.
Honorable Chalgei. Honorable Chalgei. Honorable Kajwang. Order, please. Honorable Senators, I propose the question that the House do agree with the committee in the said report. I put the question that the House do agree with the committee in the said report. Of the same opinion say aye. Aye. As those of the contrary opinion say nay. Nay. The ayes have it. Next order. Next order.
Order number 10, Committee of the Whole, the Affordable Housing Bill, National Assembly Bills number 75 of 2023.
Senators,
Honorable Senators, we are now going into division. I'll request you to settle down and the Sergeant at Arms to ring the bell for 10 minutes. Yes. Once we have the quorum, the bell will stop ringing, so it's okay. Yeah, ring the bell for 10 minutes. Yeah. Honorable Senators, we can now settle down so that we can move into division. Sergeant at arms, you may close the doors and draw the bar. Senator Eddie, resume your seat away from Majority Leader. Honorable Senators, Senator Kenywa, please settle down. Senator Karongo, kindly settle down. Honorable Senators, we are proceeding to division. I request you to log out of the system. Please log out of the system. Sergeant at arms, please pick up any cards that are not attended. Please log back in, Senators. Are you ready? Please log back into the system. Honorable Senators, I'm going to the first clause. Senator Karungo, please be settled. I'm on the first clause, a clause for deletion. I put the question, Senator Charadige, pay attention please. I put the question that clause 34 be deleted as proposed by Senator Omugeni. You may proceed to votes. Senator Joyce and Senator Mariam will vote under their delegation. Honorable Senators, these are the results for the division. Ayes 11, nays 28, abstentions 0. The nays have it. We will proceed to voting on the new clauses. We have about 12 new clauses. I put the question that new clauses 11A, 11B, 31A, 31B, 31C, 31D, 31A, 31F, and 31G, 37A, 42A, and 42C, as proposed by the chairperson and Senator Abbas, be now read a second time. You can proceed to vote. Honorable Senators, these are the results of that division on the new clauses. The second division, the ayes 28, nays 11, abstention 0, the ayes have it. We are proceeding to the next division, and Honorable Senators, the doors are locked, both the front end and the back end. Please, therefore, don't attempt to leave before we finish. Thank you. We are proceeding to the next division, clauses with amendments, and I'll begin by the amendments proposed by Senator Okongo Omugeni. I put the question that clauses 3, 4, 6, 10, 11, 13, 14, 15, that schedule, and clause 2 be amended as proposed by Senator Okongo Omugeni. Please proceed to vote. Please proceed to vote. We are now waiting for the results of that division. Honorable Senators, these are the results of the third division. The ayes 10, nays 28, abstention 0, the nays have it. We are proceeding to the fourth division. These are amendments by the chairperson of the committee. I put the question that clauses 5, 7, 9, clause 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 23, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 38, 39, 40, 42, 44, 45, 47, 48, 49, third schedule, and clause 2 be amended as proposed by the chairperson. May proceed to vote. Honorable Senators, these are the results of the 4th Division. Can you settle down, Senators? Majority Leader. These are the results of the 4th Division. The ayes 28, nays 11, abstentions 0. The ayes have it. We are proceeding to the 5th Division on all clauses. I put the question that clause 3 is amended, clause 4 is amended, clause 5 is amended, clause 6 is amended, clause 7 is amended, clause 8, clause 9 is amended, clause 10 is amended, clause 11 is amended, clause 12 is amended, clause 13 is amended, clause 14 is amended, clause 15 is amended, clause 16 is amended, clause 17 is amended, clause 18 is amended, clause 19 is amended, clause 20 to 22, clause 23 is amended, clause 24 to 31, clause 32 is amended, clause 33 is amended, clause 34 is amended, clause 35 is amended, clause 36 is amended, clause 41, clause 42, clause 37, clause 42 is amended, clause 38 is amended, clause 39 is amended, clause 40 is amended, clause 41, clause 42 is amended, clause 43, clause 44 is amended, clause 45 is amended, clause 46, clause 47 is amended, clause 48 is amended, clause 49 is amended, clause 11A, new clause 11A, new clause 11B, new clause 31A, new clause 31B, new clause 31C, new clause 31D, new clause 31A, new clause 31F, new clause 31G, new clause 37A, new clause 42A, new clause 42C, first schedule is amended, second schedule, third schedule is amended, clause 2 is amended, the title and clause 1 be part of the bill. Senators, you may proceed to votes. Majority Leader and Senator Osotsi, proceed and vote.